Hey, you're here for another ghost-like mob, pushing it a bit closer to a mini-boss this time, or something with a bit extra complexity compared to the standard and very basic. Think of evokers, elder guardians, ravagers, illusioners, maybe witches, maybe blazes, mobs that have a bit more going on in them but considered another normal hostile. The Gaudy has an attack pattern along with a random set of attacks, using evocation fangs in different ways, a total of 4 unique attacks, and it can move around players. This one is a bit more tricky to fight if not paying attention to the attack pattern and how it can try to make you run into its attacks. Hello again, now let's get started with the tutorial. Here's everything that we're going to start with, well, making the actual mob. There's not a lot going into the design for this mob, just a grey leather tunic and we're removing the bow, if you want to remove the bow. Be sure to name this one before saving it in a structure. The name has a bunch of section signs that don't really change the name much, but does give a bit of precaution over someone naming another mob Gaudy. Alright, so name the mob, and after that we'll be removing its bow. In a structure block, name it as Gaudy, and we're removing the blocks from save, mostly so that the air block, if it is loaded in, can't break other blocks. From there, it is ready to be saved. Okay, so we are going to the commands now. Everything directly in front of us is what we'll be making. It's actually extremely similar to the other two ghosts, with the first two being movement attributes, these being the attack patterns, and the last ones being the randomizer. Just a few extra commands, especially for the attacks, since the Gaudy has more than the glaring Grisly. Although I mentioned complexity earlier, I meant added a bit more complexity. Other than that, it's just relatively easy, honestly. It's not too bad. For the first command, anything named Gaudy will be added the Gaudy mob tag. Secondly, actually I'm gonna go back to the other one real quick just in case. So the name does have these special characters. That's it. We're gonna make the Gaudy hover off the ground. Here we want to keep it in air but not too high. Always slow falling. If there's a player 30 blocks around and not any 15 blocks near, move the Gaudy facing the closest player. This command is to help its tracking / aim, and this is at a delay of 10 ticks. Every 4 seconds it will have a few firefly particles around it. This one is a custom sound. Okay, so on to the attacks. First, the pattern. With a delay of 10, if a player is 30 blocks near a Gaudy, add Gaudy timer 1. When a Gaudy has a timer equal to 5 and does not have cooldown 1 tag, summon a boat 500 blocks up. The next command starts the exact same way, but when the boat's summoned in, rotate it 32 to the side. And again, the same, but rotate it 32 to the other side. Tag boats without the log tag, Evo F1. Play a sound effect for this attack. After the attack is over, we're going to give it the cooldown 1 tag, so it can't do it again. Using the first attack is done. Same spawn conditions, but tweaked to be cooldown 2 and timer 10. We're making this one now, by the way. We are going to be tagging the boat we just summoned in, and we're going to pair it with an armor stand named Evo F2C. The shooting sound effect, and then add the cooldown tag, 2. When the timer score is 15 or over, we're removing the cooldown tags, starting with 1, then 2, 3, also removing 4, and 5. Most of these actually coming from the randomizer right there. At the end of the chain pattern, we are setting the score to 0. Because of how this is, and that last one, what it does is it just keeps playing this over and over again. At a delay of 2 seconds, and if a player is 30 blocks near, you get a random randomizer score between 1 and 10. If it doesn't have cooldown 3 and randomly got score 1, summon about 500 blocks up. With those same conditions, we're going to tag this one Evo F1. This is actually one of those attacks, but just singular. After that, we're going to make the sound, and then tag it at cooldown. This is the red circle one, random 2, no cooldown 4, at the closest player 500 blocks up, summon an armor stand Evo Q cast. This directly goes above a player. Now, just add cooldown 4 tag. The upcoming one is the same kind of attack, just without cooldown 5 and randomizer equals 3. Add cooldown 5. At random 4, facing the closest player, move the Gaudy to one side and slightly forward. At random 5, facing the closest player, move the Gaudy to one side and slightly forward. And like that, we're done with the randomizer. Pretty easy, pretty easy. This next one is for the projectile that shoots forward. Anything with the tag Evo F1, add lock. So for the multi and single, give it a particle 500 blocks down, add a delay if you want. This command will teleport it forward, and vary ever so slightly down. Positioned 500 down Evo 1, summon a evoker fang if a player is 2.5 blocks near. Add 1 timer score. Kill if timer score is 55 or more. In cases of which the shot is a bit higher than where a player is, positioned 1 more block down so it can hit, just to boost his chances to land. So that attack's done. Next up is that spinny one. Ugh, this thing's wrong. Evo F2, add lock tag. Evo F2C, add lock tag. Make this move forward slowly and slightly down. As Evo 2 boat, TP the closest armor stand to self. These both 500 blocks up. We are going to make Evo F2C spin around. Evo F2C will run a particle down 500 blocks and 2 to the side. Delay if you want. Again, but at the other side. Underneath 500 blocks Evo 2, if a player is 4 blocks around, summon a evocation fang. This really isn't even the main one for this attack. Beneath Evo 2C, if a player is 3 blocks near, summon a fang 2 to the side. Because 2C is rotating, this will move with it. Same thing here, but for the opposite side. This other one rotating on the opposite way of the other one, having 2 covering. Add timer score 1. And for this one too. At 80 or more, die. For 2C, at 130 or more, die. This so it can linger on without moving for a bit. That was the most complicated attack. Lastly, rotate the named armor stand Q cast. Particle 500 blocks down, and we're making it super visible, closer to eye level and 2 blocks out. Because this spawns like right at the player, I want them to be able to see it. Add timer score to QCast. Just a bit over a second, summon an evoker fang to the side. This is something I want people to react to quickly. Same thing, but for the opposite side. A bit more than 2 seconds to kill. Alright, and that is everything. I hope this is something you'll have some fun with. Probably my favorite from this set.